It's been years since Chief Ralph Leon Jr. has been back to his former residential school.
I haven't come back here because of what's still in my mind, what I witnessed here. The mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse that I witnessed here. So, you know, with no amount of money, no counselor could ever take that away from my mind. So it's going to always be there.
Chief Leon says he was 10 years old when he was forcibly taken from his community of Sts'ailes and brought here to St. Mary's. And unbeknownst to him, it was only a half-hour away from his home. It was first opened in 1863 as a boarding school, but then reopened as a residential school in 1882. It closed down in 1984, but with that closure, countless stories emerged of horrendous abuses that took place here. In 2004, a former school employee was convicted of 12 counts of indecent assault and sentenced to 3 years in prison. The former residential school is now being used for office space for his nation and a daycare, but as we tour inside, he recalls horrific memories as we enter this small room.
This area, this was a storage room where they kept the mops and brooms and stuff like that. And I'm surprised the sink is still there. But this little room you didn't want to end up in. You know, the things I witnessed in this room is, you know, devastating to any human being, you know. And I never wish that on to any child, you know. All the abuses happened in this room. So it's my first time looking in this room for years. Holy, it looks way different.
And as the tour continued, we met the live-in janitor who has now converted the former boys' dormitory into his own small apartment.
And that's where my bedroom used to be in there. My bed used to be.
And on the other side of the apartment is now a storage area, but also where another part of the dormitory continued.
This was our intermediate dorm room. Our washrooms were in here, our showers were here, place where we brushed our teeth is here. It's where they cut our hair. And yeah, once we were up here, we weren't allowed to leave.
And these are the original sinks from back then. And then the janitor offered to take us to the second floor, which is kept locked, where we were shocked to find this. An actual jail cell with a small toilet and a small bed. Chief Leon says he didn't even know this existed, or what could possibly be any reason for why it was built for a child.
I knew about certain places, but if we weren't allowed there, then we didn't know.
Are you shocked to see this cell here in a school?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of anybody having to come here?
I knew of my ancestors, the ones that passed. They used to tell me the stories of, you don't want to be too bad, end up in rooms like this. And, you know, it's what they have control of is something that we never wish on anybody.
And even more shockingly is a child's playground just outside of the window with bars. APTN was not able to confirm if this jail cell was from the residential school era, but there is no other explanation, and other survivors from across Canada have testified that they recall jail cells in other residential schools. And back outside the former school, Chief Leon reflects on how his experience here has changed his life.
the people that are probably watching this, they can understand what I'm saying. They could see that my hair is short and it's combed. The clothes that I'm wearing is modern. So this place did its job.
And as he sings this honor song, he says he is also thinking about the fact that he, along with his wife and a few family members, are about to fly to Rome, Italy, to join a delegation to confront Pope Francis about the impacts of residential schools on Indigenous people.
We're like a broken people still. This is only one residential school. There's still the scoop, you know, foster care, day school, all those things. And it started where? So, I'm going to be strong when I go over there. The things that I gathered from my community, you know, I'm going to stand tall like the totem pole.
And just 1 week later, they arrived in Rome, Italy, to continue their path to healing. And on this day, April 1st, 2022, Pope Francis issued a formal apology and promised to come to Canada in the near future. How does it feel to be here at this moment right now, standing in the courtyard of the Vatican?
Today is a historical day. Historical day for our ancestors, historical day for our elders of today, our survivors of today. And I come here, come here with a strong spirit, the strength that we gathered from our home, the strength that we gathered from our children, and we come here with only good intentions.
And for Chief Leon and his wife Annie, who also attended boarding school, he says it's helped them on their own healing journey.
It's a big step forward, you know, a step forward of being here. The spirit of our ancestors are here with us, and that's why it's emotional. Today I'm really grateful for my culture.
Tina House, APTN National News, Rome.